Hi everyone, I'm Cheri. I'm a lymphatic therapist, a skin health therapist, as well as a lifestyle coach. Today, I wanted to talk about my personal experience of having onset discoid lupus. So this is really going to focus on that journey, that experience, my symptoms, my takeaway from it, and really my heart behind this is that if there are any women out there struggling with onset discoid lupus, and even men, that I hope that you gain something from this video segment. So to start, I was diagnosed pretty much the summer of, or the end of the summer of 2021. I was, just to I'm sorry, I'm not doing editing, but just to share what was going on in my life, let me say it that way. I was in menopause. I had just purchased a home, and I was in the middle of grieving. I suffered a loss March of 2021. And those three things combined, I truly believe my system was so out of whack, and I truly believe that is what brought the onset. So when I went to the doctor, I went to a dermatologist. He did a biopsy. It was on my face. My last segment, I mentioned it started right here. It was like a little volcano. I even thought it was acne. He did a biopsy, and in fact, it was not. By the time I got to him, it had already started spreading. So it spread along my jaw and underneath, and it came up to my cheek. It got me really good here. Then it skipped and it got me on this side of my nose. Then it went down my neck and onto my shoulder. And as you can see today, it has really regressed, right? I don't have that much. Now, what it did leave, just for you who are going through this currently, it did leave scarring. So I have kind of a pitted scar here on my nose. I have one right here on the cheek, and then through here is definitely pitted. Nothing on the neck, nothing on the shoulder where it was. Okay. And I want to share and be as honest as I can. And again, I am not editing this. Our whole world is filtered and edited. And I just wanted this to be a space where we could be real, because this truly happened to me. As a lymphatic therapist and as a skin therapist, I see mainly women. I do have some male clients. So as I keep referencing females on here, I hope that that does not offend any male that's on here, but it is predominantly who I see in my private practice. Anyway, just as I share openly in my room with these women and some of the men who come in, I want to share with you. So here I go. Anyway, so for those with the onset discoid lupus, it was also in my hair, and I did lose quite a bit of hair. And I always kind of crack up because it looks like I still have a lot of hair. This is half of what I had. Okay, so I am very thankful, thank you, Lord, that I had a lot of hair. And I'm very thankful for this. Now, as far as the scarring, I do have the residual here. I do have a bit here on my cheek, and then definitely right here is pitted. But again, nothing on my neck and nothing on my shoulder. Another thing is that I did have the discoid in my hair, the scabs and whatnot in my hair, but my hair grew back in those spots. And I'm saying that because I know that doctors do say that wherever you had the discoid, where you have the scarring, that the hair will not grow back. For me, it did grow back. I don't know if it will for you or not, but if it gives you any hope, for me it did. Anyway, with all that was going on in my life, and then you throw on the lupus, it was really life-changing. I already addressed that the way I tackled it was through my diet, but I also had the physical ailments, not just the appearance and the symptoms, but my body, I feel like my body fell apart. I also had lesions inside my nose and lesions in my ears. So I don't know if some of you have that or not, but that's fairly common. I would wake up with so much gunk in my nose that, sorry, this is TMI. Welcome to my world. But I would blow it out every morning, and so much gunk would come out of my nose. So if you're experiencing that, so did I. I know everyone's experiences are different. I'm just on here sharing mine. Physical wise, my body just changed so much. And I'm not talking about did I gain weight, did I not gain weight. It was almost like my mind-body connection was off. It was as though my brain was not telling my body, my muscles, what to do anymore. There was such a big disconnect. So my whole first year, I focused on my diet, my lifestyle eating. I'm just saying the word diet. It is not like I was trying to lose weight or anything, but I had to change the foods I was eating. Foods I was eating were causing inflammation in my body. I did not need any more inflammation, okay? I had lupus. No more inflammation, so I stopped eating the foods that were causing inflammation so that my immune system, lymphatic system could focus solely on the lupus and that inflammation. During that first year and into the second, then I started really focusing on my body. I was falling all the time. I would fall down my stairs. I'd also just gotten a puppy because I'm really smart like that. No added stress there. And a cat, a kitten and a puppy. What was I thinking? Okay, moving on. I digress. Sorry. But I kept falling down. I fell down the stairs. I would just trip and fall. Then I got to where I couldn't really go to the gym and work out. I would try to go to a spin class, which I've been doing spin for 20 years. Whenever it first hit the gyms, I was on the bike, right? Well, maybe not when it first, but anyway. But now I would go to a spin class, and it would literally take my body 3 days to recover. I never had recovery from a spin class. I had to stop riding my bike outdoors. I just couldn't. I couldn't do the distance. I couldn't do any of it. I used to run. I had to stop that. Again, my body just was not performing like it used to. I mean, it was hard. It was so hard. It was so devastating. It was so life-changing for me. So then I started having issues just with my body. So I was having a lot of knee issues, and all I could think was, I'm going to have knee surgery. I'm going to have knee surgery. And a neighbor of mine who goes to a Rosti, I don't know if you're familiar with a Rosti or not, but she kept telling me, go to a Rosti, let them see if they can help you. Finally, I went to a Rosti, and it was my quads. They were pressing down on my knees, causing that issue. So there's one little muscle that holds your quads up, and that muscle was weak. So they did a Rosti, which is deep myofascial release. They did that on my leg. They taped it. Then they taught me exercises. I'm not lying when I tell you I was on the elliptical that afternoon. It helped me that much. So that was step one, was getting my knee situated. Okay, then the next thing were my hips. So I went to a chiropractor so that I could get realigned. The way I found out my hips were really badly out of line was I was in yoga. And I was trying to do, I can't even remember the pose. I mean, it's such a, oh yes, it's when you're in downward dog and you lift one of your back legs. Sorry, not a yoga instructor. Don't know what pose it was, but I was following instructions. I lifted my leg and my body just fell over. And so the instructor came to me after class and told me I probably needed to get my hips aligned. Okay. So I went to a chiropractor. I went to 3 sessions, got my hips aligned, and was doing great. Um, I woke up one morning and I couldn't even walk. I got out of bed and hit the floor. My legs literally were not working. As the day progressed, and I sat there and I did lymphatic drainage on myself, and I did massaging on myself, things like that. And slowly but surely, things worked themselves out. I was able to, I really use my hands a lot, don't I was able to get back downstairs, get on with my day, and I was fine. I don't know what it was. So I went to a Rosti because I'd previously fallen and had really hurt my shoulder. So I went to a Rosti and they worked on my shoulder and they taped it. And this one guy came back and he took his thumb and he put it on my chin. He was not being rude. But he put it on my chin and pushed my chin back and he said, I don't know what you're discussing in here, but I can tell you right now, if you do not get that chin back and get your neck aligned, you're going to have all kinds of issues. So I was really sticking my neck out, and I didn't realize I was doing that. So I went and got these little neck braces off Amazon. Aren't we so thankful for Amazon? I have one up at my practice, and I have one here at the house. And I would wear them to see what was making me, extend my neck versus this. Because with that brace on, you're not extending, right? And so literally it was the couch I had at the time. It was in my practice, it was how I was leaning over the table with clients. And so I really worked on my posture, which helped my neck. They did my neck, my shoulder, the chiro did my hips. I had to go back to a Rosti. This was a 2-year process, by the way, because I could not get my body to follow my brain. So I even went back to a Rosti. I was having trouble getting in and out of my car. I was having trouble walking. And I told her, I'm working on my neck, my hips are aligned, this, that, and the other. I don't know what it is. And after working with me, and it's all a process, right? She realized it was my glutes. And of course I laughed because I'm like, how do you not use your glutes? Ha ha ha. Look how big my butt is, whatever. And, it doesn't matter. So she told me every time you step, say to yourself, squeeze, 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 and squeeze. I'm doing it right now. And squeeze your glutes every time you walk until it connects with your brain again. Like I had to be that mindful to squeeze my glute. And again, that took about a year. I am not gonna lie, that took about a year for that to really work itself out. So now here I am, we're 2026? I have done yoga this entire time. Yoga has helped me, and quite frankly, between yoga and walking, there wasn't anything else I could do. I have not been riding my bike, I haven't been running. The thought of running, like literally the prayer was, don't let anything chase me because I can't run, right? Like I'm not going anywhere. My body wouldn't do it. So the start of 2026, I of course was in my yoga, and I was like, let me start branching out. I understand spin class is off. I can't run. I can't do these things. But I wanted to see what I could do. I'm not fighting this. It's going nowhere, okay? And I'm embracing it. I have been embracing it. It has been a storm. I'm not saying that I have had a smile on my face these past few years going, oh my gosh, look at all these new things. No, it has been tears. It has been screaming. It has been throwing fits. And it's just been becoming okay with myself. That's all you can do. Embrace it. So I've been embracing the physical part. So I started Bar Fitness in February, and I have loved it. BARRE, the ballet stuff. And my body has responded just magically. I'm telling you, it has been wonderful. Zero downtime. Now I'm doing my stretching, staying on top of that. I roll. I do the foam roller. I have a rolling pin that I also use for my legs and my glutes. So I roll. I was rolling every single day since I started bar fitness. My muscles are doing fantastic, and I am rolling about 3 times a week now and keeping up with that. Then I challenged myself a couple of weeks ago that after bar class twice a week, I will go get on the treadmill immediately after. I mean, I'm already in the building, right? I mean, I'm all about habit stacking. Once you get to know me, you're going to know I habit stack. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. I have to write it down. I have to habit stack. Otherwise, not going to happen. So immediately after bar class, I go get on the treadmill. 20 minutes. I'm not trying to be somebody, and I'm not trying to get somewhere. I'm watching my little clock on there, 20 minutes listening to a podcast, and my 20 minutes are up, and I'm off, and I go home. That's it. Again, not trying to be anybody, not trying to do anything. Well, now, how long have I been doing this? Maybe a month now, 3 weeks or a month. So now I will walk 3 minutes, jog 1 minute. Walk 3 minutes, jog 1 minute. That's it. Even if I feel like I could do more than a minute, I'm not going to do it. It's 1 minute for every 3. So I'm doing that for my 20-minute segment. I hit stop and I'm gone. Again, I'm just trying to see. And the beautiful thing I want to share with you is that my body is responding well. I am taking the biggest baby steps I feel like my body can handle. I want to encourage you to do the same. Don't try to get somewhere and be somebody. Embrace your body. Your body is talking to you. Your body has not let you down. Your body is still there. Your body's just saying, what we used to do, we can't do anymore. But let me show you what we can do. Let this be a really sweet time for you. And I know for those of you that are in the storm, I can only imagine what you're saying to me right now. Luckily, I can't hear you. But I still want to encourage you, embrace where you are. We still have other things. Be curious. Be curious. Go see what else is out there for you. This is what I've been doing. And it's working. I want you to be encouraged. So now I have yoga. I'm still doing my stretching. I'm still doing my foam rolling. I'm doing the bar fitness. And I am doing my walk run. Now, I do have the dog. I don't know where she is. She's somewhere in here. And I still walk her a couple of miles a day. Now, let me even go to that. When I first got her, there was no walking her far at all. Again, I know I'm the smartest person. Trust me, I'm the smartest person in this room right here. Because I'm the only person in this room right here. Anyway, I got this puppy to help me go and do things. I am not telling you to go get a puppy. If there's one thing I'm telling you not to do, is to get a puppy. But I did. But at least she got me out of bed. At least she gave me a reason. She gave me something to do. She got me outside. She got me moving. Okay, so movement is huge. We talked about the food. I've talked about the physical appearance a little bit. I've talked about how it kind of really broke my body down and how just this year. So like what month are we in? May? So just now, I'm starting to put things back into my life. Into my physical. I mean, I used to be a gym rat. I used to ride my bike outside. I used to run. I used to do all these things. I used to play tennis. I couldn't even imagine playing tennis now. Are you kidding? I'm not even sure I'd have the coordination. But I will tell you this. It's on my list. I mean, I don't know that I will ever be able to do to the extent of what I did. But even if I can do the things that I enjoy, even just a little bit, and do it just for enjoyment's sake, then that's what I want to do. And, with this, I go back to, I just want this to be an encouragement. I'm just sharing my story, the things that I've gone through, what I've done that I've thought have helped me. And I want to encourage you to take an assessment of where you are right now today. Write it down. Break it up into columns. I'm a list person. Break it up into columns. Mourn what you used to do. Mourn over it. It is okay, but don't stay there. Don't stay there, because you still have so much life. And just look at it with curiosity. As a matter of fact, just say, you know what? I used to do that. Now I do this. You know, be someone of adventure. Find something new that you can do that you can really enjoy. Just start small. That way we don't get overwhelmed, disappointed, spiraling, those kinds of things, right? So just take these little baby steps. I just want to end by saying thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you found this educational, informative, and on some level, I hope it helped you. Thanks again.